Hello and welcome, traders. I'm Valentine, your host for today's insightful discussion brought to you by forexpropfirm.com. In today's episode, we have the privilege of diving into the minds of experienced traders as they share their strategies, insights, and journeys in the world of trading. Whether you're a seasoned trader looking to refine your skills or a newcomer eager to learn, you're in the right place. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Let's turn our attention to our esteemed guest for today, Thomas. Thomas is not only a seasoned trader, but also a standout member of our trading community here at forexpropfirm.com. Thomas has a 10K account. Today, Thomas is here to share his secrets with us. Get ready to learn from someone who's really done it. So, let's give a warm welcome to Thomas. Please introduce yourself to our community.
Hello, and thank you that I can be here today. My name is Thomas. I living in Denmark, and I am 34 years old.
Okay, nice. Thomas, how long have you been trading for?
I have been trading about 6 months now.
Okay, nice. How did you got introduced to trading? Or what introduced you to trading?
Yeah, I was introduced to trading through a old business partner that I had. She introduced me to a very nice network of or a community of other traders, and that's how I got involved in trading.
Okay, that's good. Would you consider yourself a scalper, a day trader, or is it rather a swing trader type of style that you're looking for?
Yeah, I'm a scalp trader.
Okay, nice.
This is for me at the moment the best way to trade on.
Yeah, I think it's quite good if you have the time to be available and in front of the charts. That is definitely good. What are your most favorite trading pairs?
Gold.
Gold, okay.
I only trade gold. A little bit of Bitcoin, but actually only gold.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I have a lot of traders that are telling me that I only trade gold, and it's totally fine because in my opinion, you really need to focus on one pair. For me, it's Euro USD. If you're able to master that one pair, it definitely is going to pay you more than you actually anticipate, because when I started out, my watch list in TradingView was quite big. I had like 30 pairs on it. I was skipping through them, and you will always find a setup on every pair. And in my opinion, it's really about focusing on the high probability setups. And if you know a pair really good and you're studying one pair a lot, you will really filter out the high probability trades, in my opinion. So you said you're a scalper. How many trades do you take on average per day if you trade gold?
Oh, sorry. I take max 3 trades a day.
Okay.
That's it's for me enough. I'm always, as what you like said, that it's I'm only looking at one pair, because then I can learn it, and then I can follow it better than if I should follow 3 or 4 currencies. And it's for me, is this the right way to do it?
Yeah, definitely. And I think you should really focus only on gold, do your stuff, and you will learn the most by focusing on one pair, because you will easily get distracted if you're trying to focus on too many pairs. It's like it's information overload, in my opinion, because the markets really trade differently. And if you focus on too many pairs that are different, you won't filter out the high probability trades in order to take them and to act on them. And what is your typical risk size that you're using for one trade that you take?
0.5%.
Okay.
That's what I do. I rather like have to a little risk and then to get better through.
Yeah, and I think that is more than enough. And on funded accounts, especially, you need to trade a little bit careful. In my opinion, 0.5% risk is definitely enough. Because at the end of the day, what matters the most is the amount of capital that you have. It's not about the risk that you're using, because I won't use like 10% risk in order to make more money. I am going to increase the capital that I have, and the risk is going to stay the same. I'm as well risking about 0.5 to 1%. Depends really on the trade that I'm taking, but that's more than enough. And in my opinion, if people do like 3 or 4%, it's more about gambling than really about taking calculated bets, because um, you won't survive a 4 or 5 trade losing streak if you're risking 4%. That's the thing.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, every one of us is going to have losing streaks, and we need to manage the capital right to get through them, and especially with funded accounts, because you have a daily drawdown limit, and it's really hard to stick to that. But I like it that you're using 0.5% risk, and I would recommend you to stick to that as well.
That I will do.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable to take 1.5, and it's there I want to be.
Yeah, that is the thing as well. You really need to be comfortable, because let's think about 4 or 5% risk. Would you really be comfortable sitting in that trade when you're in drawdown and you're down 2 or 3% and you're seeing the numbers on your screen? That is really going to affect your psychology, and your emotions are going to act up. And that is the thing for me as well. I am not able to sit through like 2 or 3% drawdown. I just am not built like that, if you know what I mean. And I
Yeah.
think it really depends on the type of trader that you are, but most of us are not going to be able to sit through the type of drawdown.
No. It's totally that I also have, because I 2 or 3%. It's for me it would be too much, and
Yeah,
I could not cyclically sit and look at it. I would, yeah.
freak out.
That's nothing for me.
Okay. Yeah, Thomas. What sessions are you focusing on, or are you trading specific sessions if you're trading gold?
No, I think I trading normally in the morning, because
Which is London session for you when you're in out of Denmark? It is around, let's
yeah
say, 8 to 11.
it's Tokyo London time, sessions.
Yeah.
So yeah, when they overlap, that's for me it's just a good time to make my trading on it.
Yeah. I think the overlap with the New York session is going to be good for you on gold, because New York is going to bring a lot of volatility for gold. So the overlap is really good. Do you look at specific economic releases, or are you not focusing on that at all?
I am looking at the releases,
Okay.
but I'm not trading in the time by releases.
That's
That's
good. That's good.
too risky for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is really hard to navigate through that. You really need to be a good trader. And in my opinion, some events like NFP, FOMC, and CPI, which are really highly volatile, in my opinion, it's more about gambling than taking a calculated bet, because you're just, how could I say it? In my opinion, you really can't predict the outcome of such releases. There are a little bit of smaller releases, and if you're good at reading price action, you can really predict them. And if they are like small news or even red folder news at 8:30, I sometimes take a trade prior to that if the thing that I'm looking for already happened. Let's say if there is a manipulation with the news, I'm going to act on them prior to that. But if there was no manipulation, most likely the news are going to manipulate it, and I'm not going to take a trade. So there are really, you need to, it depends on what strategy you are looking at. But I think in the beginning, it is better to avoid them or trade after the news release is out, because the volatility there is going to be good as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Thomas, tell us a little bit about your trading history and journey after you got introduced to trading, and talk a little bit about your strategy, or what is it that you're looking for on the charts?
Well, when I first began, I studied very much of videos, and I read a lot about it. There are some professional traders that I am looking after, and looking how are they doing, what are they doing, how are they looking on the chart, and then I'm following them, and I'm not copying them, but I'm looking at their charts, and I am looking very much on TradingView to look into the charts, where I go in, what to do.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. What are the mentors that you're looking at?
I'm looking at one name's Nate, and one his name is David.
Okay. Yeah, good. I think you really need someone who guides you through that in the beginning. But what really is important for me, or what was important for me when I started out, was to do my analysis on my own. And after that, check what my mentor was doing and what he was thinking, but only after that. Because if I checked what my mentor was doing prior to that, I always got influenced by the thought process of him. And that caused me to take some losses. But after I started to do my analysis on my own and really put the notes down to really compare what my mentor was thinking versus what I was thinking, to see where I was right or maybe where I was wrong, to really expand the learning curve. Because when you do that every day and you do an outlook every day, it's, if you're a scalper and you're trading gold, in my opinion, you can really do an outlook. What is it that I'm looking for to do on gold today? And after that, you can compare what your mentor was thinking, and then you can say, okay, this was right from my side. Here I made a mistake. It could be a price action mistake, or it could be a psychological mistake if you take a trade. And by doing that, you are going to expand your learning curve really fast, because there are 5 days in the week. Even if you're not trading every day, you can create an outlook. I use Notion for that. And I'm comparing what my mentor is thinking afterwards, because as I just said, when you do that, you will really get good at reading price action and predicting price as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Thomas, how do you manage your risk to align with your trading personality? So every trader is a little bit different. And we talked a little bit about risk management as well. You said you're risking 0.5%. How do you manage, let's say, if you're in an open trade, how do you manage your emotions inside your trading personality?
Oh, sorry. What do you mean this with my emotions?
If you're in a trade, how do you manage your emotions that are coming up throughout a trade? Let's say it could be greed, it could be fear, whatever it is.
Okay. I'm observed, or I'm thinking about how I am looking at it, and I always say to myself, if I have a losing trade, I can't be greedy, and if I have have a good trade today and say, I will stop now because when I will be greedy, I am going to lose.
Yeah.
I think it's not good to be greedy. I think I have said to myself, if I make so and so much every day, that's fine with me. And I don't have to make more than, and that's good with me. If I have losing trades, I am not going in and says I have to win before I stop.
Yeah.
If I lose, and then can trade again tomorrow.
Yeah, that's great. And in my opinion, you really need something that is going to stop you from over trading. What I'm typically doing, I have a daily risk limit. Let's say it's 1.5% for me. If I trade during London and I took a 0.5% loss, if the trade is valid, I'm going to look for another trade in New York. And if I take a loss there, I'm going to end my day because I often had, let's say, revenge trades, or I enter it in the trade again after the trade went against me. And the stop loss was clearly a sign of me being wrong with my analysis. So what I'm doing now is when I take a loss, I'm just closing my laptop and I'm done for the day. Because what most likely happens is that your analysis is wrong, and everything else that you're doing after you took a loss is going to be emotionally affected. And it's, in my opinion, not so hard if you have a 10K or a 25K account or something like that. But if you're thinking about managing really big accounts, it is going to affect you emotionally if you take a 0.5% loss on, let's say, a 100 or $200,000 account, because it's a lot more money than on some small accounts. And if you're able to manage the risk on a small account effectively, you can really scale that up later on and build on that, because you already learned how to do that. And like you said, if you're doing your small risk exposure, you have your limit, and if you do a successful trade, you can stop for the day and then you're done and you're good. And that is the thing which a lot of traders need to understand, that you really need to be content. When you make money, stop trading. If you lose money, stop trading as well. That is the thing, that when I started out, I was always trying to make more money, to take the next trade, whatever. But I'm really focused on reducing my trade frequency to only take high probability trades, because my profitability is better now that I'm taking less trades, but I'm doing more with the trades that are really high probability. Let's say I'm aiming for 3R or 4R with one trade. And if I don't have so many losing trades, my profitability over the month, at the end of the month, is going to be a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay, Thomas, do you follow a daily trading routine? Is there something that you do commonly prior to trading?
No.
Okay, so
no, actually not. As I said, I'm always trading at the mornings, but I don't have a routine that I no, actually not.
Okay, and do you do your analysis, what you're looking for prior to that, or are you just going to the charts? If you see something, you take a trade. If there is nothing, you just close your laptop and be done.
It's a little bit. It's not always the same. Also, sometimes I am sitting. I am looking on the charts and looking how it goes. But most I look at the trading view and make the charts and look how where I can make a trade.
Okay, that's good.
But if I don't trade in the morning because it was not for me, I can look in it later in the day. That's no problem for me.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, now can you recap your strategy for successfully passing the FPF evaluation for your 10K account? What was it that you've done and what trades did you take?
For my account, or to come through my account, I actually did it after we get the match trader. The match trader was for me a eye opener, because I could see in the trade how much will I lose in this trade or how much will I win in this trade.
Yeah.
And it was there where I understand how to manage my trades and my risk management.
Yeah.
And that was for me really great to do it like this, because now I can see, oh, okay, 0.5%, it's enough for me. Before I could calculate it out how much I had to put in or to take out, but match trader I could see it.
Yeah.
How much it is for me, and that was really good.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. In my opinion, as you just said, it really is an eye-opener because you can visually see how much it is that you're going to lose or how much it is going to be if you hit your take profit. And that is really good because you can really get your emotions out of the way if you take a trade, which is really important. So you did a great job on that. Okay, so Thomas, the last question is going to be, what recommendations would you give someone that is just starting out with trading?
My recommendation is that you have to use time to be wise. You have to find out what your risk management is. You have to learn about trading. You have to find out what currency do you want to follow. And then I think it's the right way to do.
Yeah, and I would add on that to really focus on one strategy. Let's say focus on one mentor and really master that. Because what I was doing when I was starting out, I was focusing on that first. It was support and resistance. After that, I was going to smart money concepts, and I was just changing the things. And I have a Notion template where I put in all my trades, and I can see how my profitability was, let's say, during the month of March, how I performed on Tuesdays, how I performed during London session, whatever. But the thing is, if you're doing too many different things, you can't see what you're doing right and you can't see what you're doing wrong. That is the most important thing, because if you have one system that is working, focus on perfecting that, because after that you really can see what is it that I'm doing good with the system and what is it that I'm not doing so good. And for me, it was trading on Mondays. I saw that my performance on Mondays was not that good, so I just cut it out Mondays. Now I'm having kind of a longer weekend, which is totally fine for me. And that is the thing, that you really need to focus on perfecting one system, looking after one mentor, and as you said, focus on one pair, master that, and that is everything you need. Okay, perfect. Thomas, thank you so much for your time and sharing your insights into your trading strategy and how you became funded. If you guys want to know more about FPF, you can go to the first link in the description. That's it for this interview today. See you guys in the next video on the channel. Until next time, happy trading.